I started coughing. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I just like right in my throat, ready to say hello to everybody. Look at my hair. It's a mess. I have this little headset thing here. Shout out to everybody in the chat, but I started coughing. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome back to my channel, Down the Rabbit Hole News. I am the rabbit, the older rabbit, but the rabbit. Shout out to you guys. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Cash got us started. She said 179. So shine a good deed in a weary world. My love, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you, Cash. Always ready in the chat. I love it. I love it. I dropped a link if anybody wants to come in and give commentary to what's been going on. I have Shrinking Sharon, my member. So uniquely me. I hope you're doing okay. I haven't seen you in a while. I have Nana. Thank you, Nana. Welcome, welcome. Who else do I have here member wise? Stuck on Strings. Always. Hey, Kiva. Kiva, did you hear me start the stream coughing? Is that like a good sign? Because I don't know, felt like my spit went on the other pipe for whatever reason. Hey, I am not a Native American, but thank you for asking. I am not. Mar, welcome. It's me, Heather. Welcome. Hey, Ebony Eyes is here as well. Shout out to you, Ebony Eyes. Welcome, Nicole Bryant. Welcome, my love. Thank you, my members, my beautiful members. Dukes is here as well. She's also a mod and a member. And I have another 99-cent super sticker. Thank you. It's me, Heather. Thank you, guys. Ooh, I love the love. Love the love. Love the love. Hey, Carol. All right. DT Bynes is here. Becky G. Becky G. Welcome, my friend. Thank you so. And again, thank you for purchasing all those memberships for people. You are just so awesome. Thank you for doing that. Thank you, Mod, for the $2. I'm looking at my other device. You guys have me multitasking. All right. Ebony Eyes. La Boricua Bonita. Welcome. Okay. All right. Now, as you're coming in, please hit the like button. Okay. Hit the like button. This freaking headset just messed up the back of my hair. Hit the like button and let us know where you're from in the chat. In case you never know, you might meet a rabbit or somebody in here from the same state. Oh, thank you. Yes, the birthday was yesterday. Hey, baby Shay. Hey, Vonette. Welcome. Me, you. Welcome, welcome. Everybody's getting sick. Me as well. Oh, get better. Get better, my love. Thank you, Mod. Again, thank you. Jill, Alabama. Hey, my love. Penny Penny is here in the house. Shout out to you. Thank you, my member, my beautiful members. Texas, South Carolina. Okay. All right. Look at that. Hey, everybody, come on in and make sure you hit that like button, like I said. Okay. Had to get us started, even though I started kind of weird because my throat was kind of, a little crazy. But shout out to everybody as you're coming in from the DNV. Shout out to you. Everybody, Arkansas, awesome. New York to North Carolina. Okay. Peaceful Warrior, my member, thank you. And thank you for the birthday wishes. Yes, a year older. And I'll probably forget how old I am in the next 2 months because I intentionally forget how old I turned. It is what it is. All right. Whew, Ohio. Hey, Mimi, thank you. Okay. Hey, Saucy Sauce. All right. Okay. Okay. Everybody's coming in. People yell at me when I greet to everybody, but I have to greet my members. And we have over 100 members now. So I have to greet you guys. You guys make my channel pop. Okay. You guys make my channel. And I'm so thankful for all my members. Thank you. Boring, Ohio, New Jersey. All right. I was trying to start a poll here. And I was really struggling because I could not get it going. I want you to drop in the chat. Let me know what topic you guys want to start with first, because we have 3 topics that I'm looking at right now, and they're all pretty controversial to a certain degree, believe it or not. But I'm kind of curious to know where you guys want to start and what you guys want to do. I dropped a little quick little short upload today on this whole Tanner Horner thing, the victim that came out and said what she said. She posted these receipts from 2016 and calling it out. Casey, Shanquella. All right. So let me see. Hey, Ridison. Welcome. Welcome, my love. You are gorgeous. Okay. Get over. Okay. All right. I'm looking. Shanquella is it. Joe Brown. Joe Brown is on Shanquella as well. So that kind of Nancy Grace and Joe Brown are kind of in the same topic. Okay. Because this is a very interesting issue. Shanquella. Everybody's saying Shanquella. Okay. All right. Okay. I see a lot of Shanquella. Um, let's talk about what's been going on still, okay? So last time we talked about Shanquella was on Friday, right? We talked a little bit about the misinformation, the fact that we need stuff to be cleared out. Thank you. Welcome, Australia. Shout out to Australia. All right, we're going to talk about Shanquella. I got you guys. All right. Does Casey doesn't deserve any more attention? My goodness. We'll talk about Casey in a little bit though, because that documentary was something else. Okay. Um, let's talk about Shanquella. There's still a lot of stuff going out there. I think part of what's going on is people are they don't know which way to swing, right? There is this like cloud of it depends as far as what's correct. Has Dejanay been detained or not? Da 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 da. You still have a couple of bloggers that are doubling down on what has been said. Okay. This is where I'm at. And I have said it before to you guys on this channel. I said there's so many inconsistencies to what has been said on Gerardo's part. And in my opinion, he needs to clear those because a lot of people ran with that information about the body, rigor mortis, things that really aren't in his role unless he's reporting on something that he's able to show receipts. That's one of the things that we need to do. I said you stand with, and you know what? A lot of people will stand with Gerardo, and that's fine. For me, I don't know where I stand. I want to see something more tangible, just like everybody else. But I also know that I'm from Mexico and my family's from Mexico, and I know how shit works. So it's very hard for me to just sit there and be like, this didn't happen. I personally feel like there needs to be more tangible information before we put things out. And to be quite honest, I mean, I don't know if we're going to get it, but people are still running with different information. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because it's an injustice to the family and it's a disservice to the family as well. Especially if the family doesn't know, which then leads me to, oh, thank you, Flash in the Pan. Thank you. And Miss Dailies is here as well. Shout out to you. Thank you. Yes, say her name. And by the way, I need to put the petition in the chat. But you tell me, iridescent fire. I mean, in my opinion, I think this is just my opinion. I think that there's more that needs to be said. We need a little bit more tangible information. He needs to correct those inconsistencies in information because people ran with them. That's number one. And I've said it before. Welcome, maintenance chick. I've said it before. You got to correct these inconsistencies because it's not fair for those that are really working together to bring about everything. And it wasn't like these inconsistencies were said in a small channel. No, you're talking about big channels. But hey, I'm here and those channels are there. And those, can only do so much, right? I can't tell someone like Tisa or Lead Attorney or any other channel how to run their channel. But personally, I feel like we need to be more proactive about fixing misinformation. That's just how I feel. I don't know. I like to sleep at night. That's just how I am. Patience. Thank you for social media for doing the right thing. Absolutely. Social media did a lot for this cause. And I have a feeling that more information will come about. I am more than willing to bring back Gerardo if that's what you guys want to figure out these inconsistencies. I literally had to take a break after Friday because it's too much after a while. And this is someone's life. This isn't like a reality TV show. This is someone's life. And I know that a lot of us care and we want to see some really good information cut out of that. And if I mess up, I will tell you guys I messed up, I misinformed. I'll be the first one to tell you. Thank you, my love. Thank you for the $4.99. And I'll make sure we do some rabbit twerking for you and all the other super stickers as well. But I'll be the first to fix it. I'll be like, you know what? I messed up here. We got to fix this. That's just how I am. I can't expect that, from the other people. That's them. Which then leads me to Nancy Grace. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Nancy Grace sometimes. Sometimes I think she's a little bit too abrasive. Sometimes I think that um, If she's an attorney, she was a prosecutor. She definitely reminds me of a prosecutor. But I don't always see things very black and white. I kind of feel like there's always a gray or a middle part. Nancy Grace has a podcast, okay? I think it's like True Crime Stories with Nancy Grace or something like that. You guys can check it out. You can find it on your Apple Podcast. She went up there. She brought a panel. She brought Miss Salamandra Robinson. They talked about Shanquella and her case. What I liked about Nancy Grace, I will tell you, is that even though you have these professionals up there in a panel, she will push the button. Specifically, when they had the attorney up there and they talked about extradition. He says, extradition, like this is what it is. It's a process, and she says, well, it doesn't have to be that hard. You just have to do this here, submit this paperwork here. Let's get her extradited. Now, as much as people want to give credit to Nancy Grace, I do feel like there's a lot of processes in place. I mean, it would be nice if it wasn't like that, but to me, it seems like there's more to what the process itself. And so people are kind of thinking that extradition could just happen tomorrow. We still have to we don't even know if an arrest has been made. They say that there's an arrest been made. Some say that there isn't. Some say that there is. So there's more to this that we just have yet to figure out. Thank you. I think she is great entertainment, but sometimes I feel like she's more entertainment and exaggeration versus her basis of the law. And you gotta understand, she was a former prosecutor. She knows what makes TV pop. Okay. I'll never forget also, this is the other side of Nancy Grace that I just can't really stand. There was a victim for I think it was a victim or something, and she was not a victim. I'm sorry. There was a woman that was being accused of a crime. This was years ago. And she was saying, I didn't commit this crime. And Nancy Grace was hounding her and hounding her. I mean, the lady committed suicide, and people blame Nancy Grace for it. Okay, so for me, she could be very abrasive. She's good. She's a nice lady, I'm sure. But sometimes she's a little too abrasive. I don't know. That's just my thought. Yeah, no, and he did. And he brought an FBI agent, which I thought was great. Now let's talk about Judge Joe Brown, because I think that that was a good resource. There was another channel who brought Judge Joe Brown. Okay, and I thought that was awesome. And Judge Joe Brown, the commentary was about misinformation for Shanquella Robertson as it pertains to Shanquella and that situation. And I think I was sitting there and I was listening. I said, his concern was for, I'm just going to tell you, his concern was for the lead attorney. I think the host was saying, the lead attorney deals in custody battles, doesn't really deal in the other type of extradition laws or stuff like that, but it's more like custody battles. She pointed something out about the lead attorney, and we've had lead attorney here. He shouted us out and everything, no shade or anything. I just feel like you probably need to figure this situation out a little bit different. If you were going to have a second interview, it should have been to clear this inconsistency up. That's it, right? That's my thought. And that's feedback that I would say to his face. If he was in my chat, I would tell him that as well. I am not moved by numbers, guys. I'm not. I mean, period. Yeah, Dana with the data. Thank you. Yeah, so she had a show and she brought Judge Joe Brown and he talked about, well, sometimes this is kind of overstepping for the lead attorney, but I don't think lead attorney is a practicing attorney. I think he's literally just a content creator on YouTube, and he's allowed to do these things. And he wrote his description on the of his arrested video very clear to kind of give that consensus that he's just here to give commentary to the situation. Hey, Krusty, welcome. Judge Joe Brown is crazy as F. Judge Joe Brown, man, and let me tell you something. I like the man, but he's very long-winded for me. I'm like, make a point, Judge Joe Brown. I remember used to watching his show and it'd be like, all right, Judge Joe Brown, get to the point. Can you like Judge Judy the situation a little bit different? Like move a little bit different. I don't know. Where do you guys fall in all of this? Let me know in the comments. Hey Daisy, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hey LM, welcome. Slayer, I mean, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I don't know. Let me see someone's comment over here. She says, just putting it out there that Casey, okay, we're not talking about Casey Anthony, but we will definitely talk about Casey Anthony soon. Yeah, and by the way, since we're talking about Nancy Grace played a huge role in Casey Anthony as well. Okay. For sure. Good evening, guys. Welcome, welcome. Let me know what you guys think. Now I got 227 people in here. Can we at least get 150 likes? I would love you forever. Hey, Gumby, welcome forever, ever, and ever. Hey, Bella, welcome, guys. Yes, don't forget to hit the like button. Um, that's how I see this. I think that there's going to be more to come. I think that this is going to be a very slow process. Extradition is a slow process. We still need to confirm her arrest. I also started to think about this. I said, is there a reason why we wouldn't be informed about somebody's arrest, especially in a crime like this big? Like, why the secrecy? If somebody can explain to me, if you have an opinion about it, why keep this whole arrest thing as a secrecy? Like, why not just air it out and say, this is what it is? I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are. And thank you for those that are coming in. Make sure you hit that like button. Uh, I am not a fan of Nancy Grace, but I'm thrilled that she's bringing attention to this case. So she's on my good side for now. Perfect. And, I don't disagree with you. The, Judge Joe Brown is a little outrageous. That's an understatement. I mean, he can be, but he's so monotone. He's so monotone. Sometimes I'm like, I'm going to fall asleep. Judge Joe Brown, I'm gonna fall asleep if you don't get to the point already. Let's see. Nancy Grace gives me weird vibes. Lots of reason legally, lots of diplomacy too. Yeah. Yep. Unless they're waiting for friends to flip is the only reason. We don't know what statements have been put out there. Although if you go by lead attorney's interview, there's a lot of statements out there that we don't know. We don't know. Per lead attorney's interview, if you guys remember the statement that Gerardo said is that Shanquella's dad, Mr. Bernard Robertson, had already been contacted by someone in the State Department. I don't know how much truth there is to that. Right now, this is hearsay. Show me a receipt of it. Show me a receipt of it. That's what I want to know. Give me a receipt and maybe I'll entertain the idea. I don't know. I don't know. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Jill, they could be waiting for friends. Krusty says, I think the well-known, fairly respected Nancy Grace usurped the coverage that another loudmouth blonde-haired woman wanted to do. Krusty, I'm glad you changed your name, by the way, because your other name was pretty long. Krusty, you are too much. Witness protection. Maybe the believe someone might try to unalive her if they know her exact whereabouts. Rabbit could be Layla, could be a safety concern and a reason. Ooh, like if they think they have her, the friends might be sweating and rolling on each other. Probably. Hey, Becky G, I like Nancy when she was in court TV years ago. Then she left, got loud, and way too entertainment driven. I kind of agree with you on that. I agree. I think she got too loud. Now, do I think she's the wrong person for this? No, I think we need as many people that have enough pull for it. But I don't know exactly what Nancy Grace is supposed to do. Can somebody explain to me? Oh, somebody called me and I don't know why. Can somebody explain to me what Nancy Grace is supposed to do in this case? Like, I know that it's nice to know that she knows about it. She's interviewed Miss Salamandra. She's done a couple things. But what exactly is Nancy Grace supposed to do? Explain that to me. I guess I'm just confused a little bit. I like Nancy Grace. We have 227 likes or people, but only 136 likes. Thank you, Ms. Read This, for checking that. It would help the channel. If you guys can get on it, I'm going to check my other device. Don't leave me astray. Don't let me down, crowd. Come on now. Hit that like button. It helps me in the algorithm. Thank you, guys. I don't ask for much, but 148, and I want to get to 150. So we're close. Bueller. What I hear when Judge Joe, that's how I hear it too. It's like Judge Joe, long-winded, get to the verdict. Sometimes Nancy is okay. She's so extra. I love and hate her, I guess. Betty says, this ain't Burger King. You don't get it your way right away. Authorities don't owe us nothing. I agree with you. I agree with you, Betty. I really do. I really, really do. Justice for Shanquella, period. So if it's a Nancy Grace or somebody else or somebody that can get us that have enough pull, then let's do it, right? Whatever it is, as long as we're united in that process, there should be no reason not to be. My problem, though, okay, Mama, my problem is this, though. it gets to be a little heavy when you have the battle of the content creators. Like, you don't have to believe Gerardo, right? But if you want justice for Shanquella, can't we just work together to get there? Call it out if you see something wrong. Absolutely. But sometimes I feel like it's a battle of the egos, and it's become a battle of the egos for quite some time. I don't know. I could be wrong, but hey, Nancy Grace, keep the awareness about victims and opinions of real attorneys. Okay, thank you. Hit that like button. Will you? I will love you forever, forever, ever, and ever. But you have to come in and hit the like button every time. Okay, that's my condition. Awesome. Black Queen says Nancy Grace keeps the awareness. Okay, I just read that. I have no idea what Nancy Grace is going to do. Just talk loudly. That, I mean, I is there an agenda for Nancy Grace? I guess get the word out to the other communities, like the Caucasian community or other people who are really paying attention to this case. Okay, I think that that's awesome. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Rosemary. Hoping Nancy Grace, if anything, is helping to get more attention to this. I think that that would be awesome. FBI doesn't give statements until an arrest is made. We're waiting, right? If we're privy to that information, right? But my hope is that we are, and yeah, come on, Nancy, do what you do. Come on, get that poll. Come on, let's get it out there. Dates, what happened? Let me know. Okay, I got you. I got you. Yes, she deserves to get exposure. Yes. Okay, that's a lot. So Judge Joe Brown is like, listen, thank you. I love you too. Judge Joe Brown is saying like, I don't know about lead attorney. He's questioning. He's a little like, I don't know about this. Lead attorneys don't do this, is what he's saying. Nancy Grace gave us the information that I think was helpful, but nothing new. You know, they just brought a panel of experts, and it sounds like it's on her radar as far as attention. So hopefully we'll get some more movement with that situation. All right. That's what I have for as far as Shanquella. And a lot of this, you guys, I mean, a lot of channels are talking about it, but you're here with me, getting it from me. So thank you for doing that. Okay. Who wants to go? Casey Anthony, you let me know, or should we go to Tanner Horner? Guys, I got my notes on Casey Anthony because listen, I wrote a whole analysis of this situation with Casey Anthony, like, oh, wrong side. Look, analysis, written, everything. Everything was taken down. Tanner, everybody saying Tanner? Casey Anthony, Tanner? Casey Anthony, you let me know. Okay, let's move on to. I'm still looking. It's still like Tanner, Casey. Which one is it? Tanner. You guys are talking about Tanner. Okay. I dropped a video today. It's not very long. And I'm going to play it here so you guys can watch it if you did not get to watch it. But it kind of breaks down a little bit of what I had seen in this whole Tanner situation. Let me get it up. Hold up. Ooh. Here we go. Here we go. Let me get this going. Okay, Tanner is, yo, I don't know about you guys. This situation with Mr. Horner is so interesting, and it's about to get interesting because I have a feeling if it's actually true, right? And I'm not saying that I have a feeling that it's true, that this man has hurt other people and that things have not been reported because they weren't believed, or maybe they were reported. I'm kind of curious to know, could this the killing of this beautiful 7-year-old girl, Athena, could this have been avoided and authorities didn't do shit about it? I'm just, or maybe they did or they didn't report. I don't know, yo. Listen to this. You let me know your thoughts. I'm going to play it now. Hey, you guys, welcome back to my channel, Down the Rabbit Hole News. I am the Rabbit. All right, let's get into this. So, who is Tanner Horner? If you guys remember, we talked a little bit last week about who Tanner Horner is. He is the man that was suspected of kidnapping Athena Strand, okay, the beautiful 7-year-old little girl. All right, off of Wise County, Texas. He's accused of kidnapping and killing 7-year-old Athena Strand in Wise County, Texas, authorities said. Horner was arrested on Friday, December 2nd, 2 days after the girl was reported missing. Her body was found Friday. Okay. Very sad situation, absolutely. And shout out to the Texas Rangers who definitely got into it and were able to get a hold of this monster. All right. But during the week, there was a tweet that was released. Okay. Let's talk about this tweet that was released. This tweet was posted on Twitter December 2nd that basically said Wednesday, Tanner Lynn Horner abducted and murdered 7-year-old Athena Strand. 8 years ago, he raped a minor and no one listened. Shay Marie is the one that is calling out Tanner Lynn Horner. If you guys remember on my channel, we talked a little bit about this and said how he probably has other victims, right? Potentially. And then we found this tweet. Well, Shay Marie says Tanner Lynn Horner, the man who raped me at 16, 8 years ago, murdered Athena Strand, a 7-year-old girl. I hope that the family gets the justice they deserve. I hope he rots. And I hope that everyone who didn't believe me when I talked about this for 8 fucking years does now. Fuck all of you. Okay. Shimmery has been very vocal about what happened to her. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. Let me see if I can share with you guys these little screenshots. Conversation 2. Hey Shay, I heard about you with Tanner, but he is lying to me and all kinds of shit. So I was just going to ask what really happened between y'all. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. He's been hanging out with blank blank. And this is where the victim gets a statement. This is dated May 13th of 2016. She says, on Friday night, he got me drunk with the intention of having sex with me. I was nearly blacked out drunk when he decided to rape me. I couldn't physically fight him. My body wouldn't move. The next day, I was still out of it. Cody took us to Tanner's house. Cody left. It was just Tanner and I. I had no recollection of the night before at this point. We did acid. We were fine until the come down. I was laying down and had my back to him. He kept touching me. I pushed his hand off multiple times, started having bad anxiety. I was frozen. I cried. He stroked my legs and sighed, talking about Robert, my most recent ex at the time. He wouldn't stop. He wouldn't give me his address, so I could leave. He wouldn't leave the room so I could change. He kept demanding I talk to him, asking him what he did wrong. He acted innocent. He begged. He began cutting himself behind me. I got a hold of my friend Taylor. I had to run and hide in the bathroom. Her and her mom came and got me. By the time it was at that point, it was almost 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. I haven't spoken to him since. So when we talk about Tanner Horner, okay, and somebody had said in the chat, it's not possible that this is the first time that he did this. Well, there are those messages there. My question is to everyone. Could he have hurt more? Could there be more people out there that he had hurt? He just never really got caught. And in this specific instance, it sounds like the victim was underage, under the influence. And there were a couple of apologists to him in that situation that still wanted to be with him in a relation and still engage with him in a relationship, regardless of what he had done to Shay Marie. You let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. Rabbits out. Yes. So I had dropped this earlier. You guys can check it out. The video is up there. And this was just this afternoon, okay? So it kind of left me thinking like, dang, I wonder, right? And so when I went back to those messages, because Shay Marie did make these public, in one specific message, and I'm just going to read it because I haven't blocked all her information, basically saying that there's one quote in these messages. I flirted back for a day or two, then I told him I was uncomfortable with it because of the age difference. I had just turned 16 at the time. He acted like he understood and he was okay with just being friends. Okay, so she was a minor at the time of this assault that happened to her, which then makes me wonder, yes, more victims? What are we talking about here? Did it get reported? And support? I'm just kind of curious to know if she got the support that she needed as a victim. You see, I get it. People aren't always believed when things happen to them. Like, I can only imagine. So when her stance is, F you and F everybody, because that's just how it is, because nobody believed me 8 years ago. You would have to wonder, if somebody had believed her 8 years ago, would this situation and this tragedy right now with baby girl Athena, would this be an issue right now today had she been believed then? So I sat there and I thought, I said, let me bring this to my subscribers and my audience that are pro victims, that very much support victims, that want the healing of victims. Doesn't it kind of make you wonder, guys? Is it just me? I could just be going on a soapbox here. But it kind of makes you wonder, well, what wasn't done then? Or did she get the proper support and help? Or like what happened? And she lays out all these messages in chronological order as she's having a conversation in 2016. So let me know what you guys think about this situation, because it's definitely, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, okay, to take in, period. One of Tanner's friends was on The Glare and spoke about him. Really? Shout out to The Glare. I didn't even see that. I got to go watch it out. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. Everybody's making noise over here, so I need to make sure we're quiet. I was a social worker who was discharged, RSOs, pedophile disorder rapist, from forensic psychiatric hospitals. Murders seems an escalation. Okay, so he probably had this pattern of behavior. I don't know, yo, but I cannot help but wonder, could this have been prevented? Were like, if I were the parents, I would be upset. I would be out to figure this out, period. I would, and I'm not going to lie, I'm not sugarcoating it at all. It may not have happened to Athena, but someone else. They only give a slap on the wrist for those types of people, for those crimes. Oh my gosh. And yes, hey Brandy, welcome to the membership. Guys, yes, and hit that like button, please. Coffee Addict says it may not. Oh, I already read it. Sorry, Coffee. I'm like rereading your comment. Um, Hey, no, you're fine. All those people who didn't believe her when she spoke out years ago can endure the burden of this poor child who was alive. Layla, say it louder, my friend, because you would have to wonder. You would have to wonder what's up. So I pointed this out. I read it out loud. I said I didn't see anybody else talking about it, but wanted to talk a little bit about it here. Um, I don't know, guys. I don't know, but let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I wonder how many victims Tanner has had in his past probably don't take her serious because of the acid, because they were using drugs. But even if that was the case, she was underage, right? She was underage. I don't know. Talking as a victim, sadly, I don't think anything would have been done that would have prevented this baby girl. Oh, yeah, there's no punishment that is long enough. Absolutely, Nicole. Shout out to you. Thank you. Marie, she was still a kid. That's what I'm saying. Welcome, Cloud, to the membership. Welcome, welcome. I got to add some new emojis to our membership, guys. I'm going to do that today, later on, after the live is over. I don't know, guys. This is just so dark. And let me tell you guys, look, when things get this heavy, I hate to say it, but sometimes you just have to get off. Log off, you know, you have to be able to take care of yourself. And YouTube can be just as dark as the newspapers, as media, as all these other places. So remember, and I tell you this with from the bottom of my heart.
Time to put that phone down. Time to put that phone down.
Sometimes you have to put that phone down, as you should. We should all put the phone down when it's time. It'll always be there, period. Okay? Period, period, period. Oh my gosh, really? We gotta watch that interview. We'll probably watch that interview and I'll do some commentary. Yes, the YouTube channel is The Glare. The Glare is the letter, the word the, Glarer. And I'll make sure I put his information in my description box. Interviewed was really insightful about Tanner. Also, he felt bad for not believing Shay back in the day when she talked about being ard by Tanner. Oh my gosh, yo. Yeah. So please, When it's time to log off, you got to put that phone down. Location of where you live and communities mentality do play a part in how things are handled. It's maddening. Absolutely. You have to take breaks. I love that. You got to put the phone. You got to put the phone down. Even if you have to think about it. Just do it. Put it down. Walk away. All the way. Not just halfway. Walk away. Walk away. Okay? Period. Okay. Um that was a lot. And I hope that I don't know. I hope he gets the full extent capital murder, whatever it is that he needs to get, because that's just unforgivable. Period. Um, are you guys ready to move on with Casey Anthony? And let me tell you guys, I was like, I ain't Casey Anthony, no, Casey Anthony. Let me see if we can pull this shit up here. Casey Anthony, uh, uh, so I did pay the $4.99 to watch Casey Anthony. Okay, I did. I did. I did. And some of you guys did not, and that's fine, but I did. I did it for all of us. I said, if I got to take a bullet, it's going to be me. You guys are so interesting. Let me tell you what happened. I put it in my comments about Casey Anthony, and maybe I should show you that first. Let me do that right now, my friends. Let's go do that right now. Let's go to our community tab thing. Hold up. Let me not repeat myself. Oh my God, Becky, did you just give 5 more memberships today? Becky's about to buy the whole membership train, guys. You're about to buy everybody memberships. Becky, thank you so much for doing it. Can you guys say thank you to Becky? Becky, thank you for buying memberships for these wonderful, beautiful people. Thank you, my love. All right. Let me see if I can navigate over to our channel community tab. You guys got to make sure you check it out. I left a series of, I don't know, polls, a series, a lot of them, talking about Casey Anthony. I wasn't going to talk about Casey Anthony because, quite honestly, ugh, like, gosh, this is so 2008. It's a tragedy. And I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like what happened. Um, yeah, it's just too much. So when you accept membership, you have to have already accepted it. I think there's like a setting in the chat or something. Thank you, Becky, for doing that again. But let me put this up right here. Okay, let's get this together. So I asked the guys a couple of questions, right? I said, there were 757 votes on this. All right, so this is interesting. I said, after watching, and this is just a question that I was asking everybody, right? After watching the Casey Anthony interview, I believe she's innocent. And then I put a couple of votes in here. 3% of you said that she's innocent. Okay. Well, legally, she is innocent. Okay. She's innocent. She's not guilty of the murder of her daughter. Okay. So let's just get that out there before we get stuck on something. We could talk about, well, I believe she really did. That's a whole different story. But legally, she's innocent. So this is after watching the documentary. Now, a lot of you guys, 68% said I haven't watched it, but I believe she's guilty. So a lot of you guys have already said, no, I haven't watched that. There's a lot of people that said, I'm not giving this woman my money. She's not going to have my attention. I'm not watching that crap whatsoever. But because she's guilty, because I believe without a reasonable doubt that she is guilty and the jury got it wrong back in, 11 years ago. Okay. Then there was a 29% of you that said, no, why did she wait so long to report Kaylee missing? And this is the piece. And I was, oh my God, Daisy, thank you, my love, for the super sticker. Thank you, thank you. This is the piece. I was listening to Candace Owens the other day. Okay. I don't always listen to Candace Owens. She's another person that I'm like, okay, Candace, whatever. And I would have to agree with something that she said there. Okay. Candace Owens said, it's the simple fact that you failed to call your daughter. It took you 31 days to call your daughter missing. I don't think any of us can really get over that, right? Just saying. Just saying. Okay. but I put a bunch of notes in here. There was a couple highlights, especially a couple quotes that stood out to me when I was watching it. I had to rewatch episode 2 and episode 3. There's 3 episodes total. Episode 2 and episode 3, I had to go back and rewatch it to make sure that I heard exactly what I thought I heard. Some of those quotes were, "No one is supposed to survive your kid." This is straight from Casey Anthony's mouth. She said, "No one is supposed to survive your kid." When I heard her say that, I said, I don't know how. Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you. The way in which she said it in such assertion, it was almost like if she was 2 years old at the time of death. I mean, it just felt weird to hear her say something like that. And she's right. No, like emotionally, we don't want to survive our kids, right? We don't want that to happen. But the way she said that kind of struck me as something that I don't know, you know? But then she says, what they tell me to do, what they told me to do, they referring to her parents, they referring, there was this idea, this push that it was her dad specifically that led her to do this, right? Dad was an ex-retired officer in Florida. She felt like this was completely staged. Looking back, she's openly talked about the molestation with her father. It was very sad, number one, because of where things have led up, but also even the new theory and idea that it is very likely, this is what they're saying. I'm not saying I believe this. It is very likely, this is what Casey said, that when she was being molested, that her father would smother her and she would pass out. She tells the account, this is what she says. She says, I was asleep when uh, with Kaylee. Okay, it is very likely that father was also molesting Kaylee and smothered her, puts her in the pool, pulls her out, gives her to Casey, and then blames Casey for what she did. Look at what you did. In addition to that, okay, she is thinking, because she says she was so shocked and about everything that was going on. Her father tells her, takes Kaylee from her and keeps telling her, go out, go do your thing. Don't worry, she's gonna be fine. She'll be fine. Everything's fine. Casey goes about her life for 30 days where we see her shopping for beer, where we see her, hey Jen, thank you Jen, where we see, hey Brianna, welcome, where we see her shopping for beer, going out, partying, bartending, doing different things in the span of 30 days, 31 days, okay, the time frame that Kaylee was missing. You can see her in pictures. She's all over the place, tube tops. She gets a tattoo on her back of the shoulder, beautiful life. She talks about all this, but this is around the time that Kaylee was missing. She says she kind of disconnected. She was scared. Dad was supposed to take care of this. Dad didn't want, we didn't want to get in trouble. We didn't want any type of police thing happening. They would have locked up Casey. They would have blamed Casey on it. It was just like, whoa. So there's that allegation. The allegation includes brother. Okay. There's brother who also molested Casey. Of course, he denies it. George Anthony denies it. Dad denies it. These people are denying these allegations. Okay. But one thing Casey said, and I wrote down, I said, listen, this is interesting. She says, Casey says that she gets her lying behavior from her father. She gets her lying behavior from her father. So when she was lying about working at Universal, okay, when she was lying about all this other stuff, right? Uh, uh, all these other things that kind of came up. She said that it was just the way in which she dealt with things. It came natural because it's inherited from her father, the lying behavior. Now we know that there's a past for Mr. George Anthony. Allegedly, the man lost $60,000, took $60,000 from his wife and the account. There was the affair during the time that they were supposed to be finding Kaylee with one of the search parties. I mean, this was like, it was maddening. It was crazy. There's just different things that were happening. The man had an affair with the woman that was helping in the search movement of Kaylee. Then, okay, which now kind of makes you question a little bit. They start putting missing Kaylee on boats, and one of the, I believe it was the investigative from the defense. Okay, one of the investigators from the defense said, "Why would they put missing Kaylee on a boat? Like, what is it like?" Like, why would you put 1-800 call Kaylee? There's just so many things that you could do, so many ways to bring attention. So it was a crazy cluster fuck of a fuck. I mean, that's just how it is. This is how it is. But the word smothered came about. This is what she said. She says she was smothered until she passed out. And the new theory is that George Anthony was, and I hate to say it this way, I really do, because, I just the idea, just the idea, just the idea of it. Hurting Kaylee and smothered her during that time. And that resulted in her death. Let's see. It's so interesting. Here's the other interesting part. And this is maybe playing a little bit of a devil's advocate, okay? Casey Anthony, during those 30 days, night clubbing, you could see her in various pictures, okay? George Anthony dealt with the situation by sailing off to the sea with a boat that said missing child. So while daughter's over there partying, because she said dad said it was fine, that she needed to act normal and she needed to be okay and everything is fine, and dad is watching every single thing that is said to mom, and they're monitoring and everything. One thing you cannot dispute, and this is very this is okay, listen, this is right here. You cannot dispute this. George Anthony was saying one thing to the police, okay? Was the star witness, right? He was the witness for the prosecutor. Saying things to convict the daughter, knowing that she could be in the electric chair. This is what I thought was interesting. But then would say something different on social media, or not even social media, but the news. So there was a reporter, and they called her the citizen journalist, which I think a lot of us would fall under that category if you think about it. A lot of us could be citizen journalists, which is kind of like an internet sleuth, right? That's everybody here. I think we could probably fall into that category. He says, how come people, especially on the news, the media, did not catch on the inconsistent statements that George was saying to that side and then over here? So he was giving different accounts in different way, period. Like, and she brought receipts for that. She would show, like, this is what he would say here, and then he's over here sitting for the prosecution, ready to fry the daughter. Like, can you help me understand how that works? I don't know. I don't know. The duct tape. The duct tape was another thing. If you guys remember, because I remember when this case went down, right? They made such a big deal about the duct tape. Come to find out that the duct tape was never in the face, right? And I think that was known. There was no DNA on the duct tape. The duct tape that was actually meant for the exterior of what, and when Casey was in this bag, there was duct tape on the top. Okay, not on the mouth. People were believing that she had suffered or she had suffocated with this or something. It didn't go down that way because there was no DNA on this duct tape. Okay, that's one. It, I think by observation, oops, sorry guys, by observation, okay, just thinking out loud. Social media, because it was a pretty big social media case as well as public, TV. You had Nancy Grace at then, she was at her prime, ready to fry, uh, uh, question Casey Anthony and everything, right? Okay. Villainize Casey. And now turning things around a little bit to villainize George. At the funeral, and Casey broke down when this happened, okay? Because she finally saw the funeral tape of Kaylee, okay? He said something to the effect of, it is so sad, not to know that you can't smell this sweet child's sweat when she hugs you. Like little things that you're like, yeah, that could be a red flag. I don't know. Or it could be a grieving grandfather. We don't know. But I have so many questions even after that was done. Do I believe Casey Anthony? I think that there's more. I think I'm going to tell you what I believe now. I think they were both very complicit. I'm just going to say it. I believe that George Anthony and Casey Anthony are complicit. Okay? Complicit. Whether she did something or not, she knew what had happened. She failed to call. She didn't report. That's probably the only thing where I agree with Candace Owens on that one. Because here's my deal. Here's my observation as well. I want to know, how much was Casey Anthony paid by doing this little 3-day docu-series thingy? How much did they pay her? What is she using that money for? Okay? Because right, she was in hiding. Okay, she was living at the her defense teams adopted her, and she's now the new child of the defense team. Okay, just saying, it's true. So she's been in hiding over there. Stays off of social media, works for somebody to pay her debts back. Okay. Okay. How much? How much does she make? That's what I want to know. Not once during this docu-series, 3 episodes. Not once. Not once did she say, I want justice for Kaylee. She doesn't say that. She doesn't say, I want justice for Kaylee. No. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, so what's this? What's all of this? You're telling your story, your side. You haven't spoken in I don't know how many years. You're giving your account of things, but you're not saying, I want justice for my little girl who was perpetrated and abused and killed by her grandfather. You're not saying that. When I was waiting, I was saying, I want justice for Kaylee. I was accused, this is her thing. I was then accused of the crime and being told that I committed this crime. No, ma'am. What about justice for your daughter? When I say that, because I go back to the quote that she says, no one is supposed to survive your kid, but yet I have not heard her say, I want justice for my child throughout that whole thing. Why not? Why? Here's my other question. The statute of limitations. Okay? There is no for rape, molestation, things like that. She is still able to report this, being in her 30s and 40s now, right? She's still able to report this. If you can't get justice for your daughter, okay, why haven't you reported him victimizing you? Why? Like, and that was one thing I was like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you could actually report him for rape and you haven't done so yet? But you're here talking about this and doing this for me. I don't know. And see, I'm conflicted, guys, because I'm all for victims, right? But where I'm conflicted is that when you parent in an ideal world, okay, we're selfless. Selfless, right? You want the best for your kids. You're not supposed to survive your kid. That's what it said. That's what she said. You're selfless. She's so consumed in her own anger about what has happened and only sees her situations as an injustice versus thinking about a bigger picture of, if I can, report my father who did this to me, who also victimized my child and now killed my child, because that is the allegation that she's making. Why haven't you reported, at least some, bring some sense of justice to her through you? Does that make sense? I don't know. I was lost. I really was. And if you guys have commentary to this, I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to come up here and let me know your thoughts on these topics, because it is a lot, guys. It's a lot. But there was no I don't know. It just left me thinking, like, wait a minute, you haven't reported him for rape? Really? Hmm. It's weird. Now, Mr. George Anthony had an accident a couple years back, and I saw that. He went, I think it was like the doctors, where he talked about wanting forgiveness from Casey. They played that little clip right there. I want forgiveness from Casey. Forgiveness of what? I don't know if we'll ever really gonna know what happened in the situation. I think it's a very sad situation, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I think both of these two are complicit. I think that they are both, um, well, they're cut from the same cloth. Period. I'm sorry. I do believe that Casey was a victim at some, and she's healing and going through that process, but I'm really struggling how throughout this whole time um she's not able to do better by bringing more awareness to her daughter. You know what I'm saying? We'll never know the truth. We'll never know the truth. So I watched it, and I could tell you right now, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like they're both very complicit. I think that there's more to the situation story that they're not telling us, and it's going to stay that way, unfortunately, guys. I don't know. I don't, Katie, I don't know if it would help her redo her image, but that's a good point. Like, you know what? That family is, I mean, hmm. And I always wonder too, what about the wife? Because she stayed there too. I mean, she stayed there. Yeah, and I saw that, Tamara. Hey, welcome, Tamara. The behavioral panel, interrogation, and body language experts, and they analyzed her documentary. It was super interesting. Yeah, I mean, when the fact is very simple sometimes, and I think the glare, if he's watching, he says it very perfectly. You have to pay attention to what people don't say. Sometimes you have to pay attention to the things that they don't say. And so I'm watching this and I'm waiting for her to say, F this, fuck my father. Like, I'm just thinking how she would say, right? He did this to me. I'm coming back. I'm coming back, and I want justice for my child. And I'm going to make some charges based on the abuse, if that's the only sense of justice that I get for Kaylee. I don't hear any of that. I hear a lot of, and maybe she's still healing, but I hear somebody that is still stuck on herself, and unable to move on from that. And I really do hope that she continues to do her therapy, whatever it is that she needs to do. However, there needs to be more to this. And for me, and I know a lot of people, they're not buying it. They're not buying it. They're not buying it, especially when you talk about uh, lying runs in your family. Your father lied. You get that from your father. Okay, so yes, you had a couple of great years of not lying, holding a job, sustaining yourself, working for this man who's adopted you as a, second child. Great, but We're talking about the murder of a 2-year-old girl. And you know what's so crazy too? I hate to make this comparison, right? Because I don't like to. I was thinking about Quentin Simon. We talked about Quentin Simon here. And when I was going through this docu-series, there was a lot of like they were showing the hecklers, the baby killer, and I'm just thinking about, the hecklers out there too, the protesting, right? And all that. So this woman felt like she had to go in hiding for years and years and years because of all of that. Mm-mm-mm. It's so much. It's so much. I mean, I'm surprised. I don't know, guys. Do you ever wonder why she never changed her name too? Some of it is not making sense. Some of the stuff that she has said doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I don't know, guys. But you guys let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments about it. Look at that. My goodness, we're doing so good. We met our like goal. Thank you so much, guys. I gotta, thank you for it all. Now, I have to transition us out of that mind frame because like I said, I wrote notes, guys. I wrote notes. I went there and I was like, let me do this. I'll take a bullet and let everybody know. Is the documentary worth watching? Do I have anybody else that watched it as well? Drop a rabbit. Let me know in the chat if you guys watched 3 episodes, all of them. Let me know if you watched it. But like I said, you just kind of have to. Yeah, I did. I wrote. I did. I wrote the notes. I said, no, no, no. Let me get these notes. Anybody else watch it? I'm kind of curious to know if anybody in the chat watched it. No, no. Becky's like, no. Damn it, no. If you believe her, you are crazy. I don't know what I believe. I mean, like I said, I sat there. I said anything is possible. Just 2 so far. Okay, wait. Lane, you got to watch part 3 then. Go watch part 3. Go watch part 3. But some of you guys did watch it. Look at that. Some of you guys did watch it. Jill, you got to tell me. You just started it. Okay. Okay. No, I don't have an. It's the app is free. But try it out. Let me. I mean, if you guys watch it, I accidentally muted. It's not worth watching. I wanted to stop watching it, but my husband wanted to keep on watching it. Cloud, it's just so like I don't know. It's just so crazy to me. You've seen parts of it. It's uh. And I want to know what is she going to do? You cannot make yourself watch it. I don't blame you. No way. I was disgusted. Someone streamed it on YouTube. Oh my god, they did. They're gonna get blocked. Watch. I haven't watched it. Okay. Yeah, let me know. Her father. You say Ben is saying the father's innocent. You know what's so crazy? And not to say that you're wrong. This is just my opinion. I believe, and a lot of people are saying this as well. Um, I believe that he played a bigger role here. I do. I think that they both did. I think that they both did. I think that the father was very good at strategizing the public court of public opinion. The only thing that made sense to me right then and there in that docu series was the inconsistencies when the citizen journalist which she could be a YouTuber, right? Because that could be anybody here, had said, you know what, he's saying something here and saying something here, and how the media didn't put it together, because that would have been like, why is he saying two different things? Why is he wanting his child in the electric chair and then 1 minute talking about she's innocent? So which one is it? Do you work for the prosecution, or is there something more to this? That leads me to believe that he probably had a lot more to play in this than he allows people. And then you over here screwing with the search and rescue. I don't know, guys. That was like I didn't even remember that. That was so scandalous. The search and rescue out of all people. Mm-mm. So, but people do say that he's innocent, and I saw a lot of comments that said that. I don't know. I'm like in the fence of this. You remember cleared it. It's enough for me. It's just a sad case. Oh my god. He told his girlfriend it was an accident. Then testified. She sure did, Tamara. Sure did. Mm-mm-mm. No, no, no. So, you think the parents covered it up? I mean, I think they played a huge role, and I think her mother, this idea of playing stupid, she played stupid throughout the situation too, in my opinion. They're all complicit, all of them. Sorry, all of them, all of them. Mm. Karma got her and her dad to the accident. Yeah, I heard that that accident was pretty bad too. I mean, that the guy had to wear like this little headgear and stuff. It's full interview, no cuts. I mean, you could watch. I paid the one with the commercials, but it's a full interview. I don't know. I've given you a good idea synopsis of it. So if you want to watch it, feel free. But I'm not going to tell you to go watch it because I've already watched it. I'm not going to watch it again. I'll tell you that right now. I had to rewatch it so I understood whether I heard correctly. There were some parts that didn't quite make sense to me. But it's important to point out a not guilty verdict does not equal innocence. Thank you. I agree. I agree. The legal system tries to know it better the guilty go free than the innocent man go to jail. Yes, I agree. It was a rehearsed production. It was too much. I'll say that. It was very dramatic. It was like I had to go to an undisclosed location for this 2-3 day interview event. I'm like, girl, just fucking have them come to your house. They're not gonna come and watch you. Who cares at this point? We just want the truth. Get the truth out. Nobody likes her. I get it, but I don't know. I don't think her life is in danger, but hey, I don't know. Yeah, she did sound weird, made some strange comments and stuff like that. None of it is making sense. I don't know. Daisy's like, listen, I roll. I don't care. I'm not joking. They said it. They were like, we had to go to an undisclosed location for this interview. Why? Why? You were found not guilty. Doesn't mean you didn't do it, but what are we gonna do? No one's gonna do anything for you. You're not a fucking celebrity. Stop the bullshit. Like this is a little too much. I don't know, but hey. Can't watch the interview that doesn't give the interviewer control. Yes, she had control of the questions. Therefore, the answers were in her favor. Guilty as AF. It talks. Baby girl has spoken. She said guilty as AF. I would have to agree. I don't know, but I think they're both guilty, guys. I'm not. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Yeah, go with Nancy Grace. I don't know, man. Nancy Grace. I would have some PTSD after Nancy Grace. I'm not gonna lie. She's something else. You won't get the truth from her ever. But do not accuse someone of SA. She accused her father. That she and literally said it out there, guys. Literally said it that he did it to her. Guys, it's too much. But let me know if what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. If you watched it, put it in the comments and say, hey, I watched it, Rabbit. It was good, it wasn't good. I'm convinced, I'm not convinced. Let me know. Winter Blue says she also had all these years to watch all the media footage, prepare for the narrative in the documentary. Right, Winter Blue. That part right there. That part. You're going to control the narrative. That part. It's a little too late, if that makes sense. Like, this is why I said, I'm like, where's this money going to was it when it comes to this docu-series, and who is it benefiting and why? You always have to kind of wonder the why behind all this stuff, why people do the things that they do, you know period. I don't know, guys. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to bring you some information. I want to thank everybody in my chat who participated. Thank you so much to my subscribers, my new members. Shout out to you. I got to post some stuff in the membership. But welcome you, Becky. You are awesome. Thank you for buying all those memberships for the rabbit gangs and the people here, not the rabbit gang, but the rabbit community. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for everything, everyone. Thank you for the birthday wishes. You guys are awesome. I had a great time and day. I appreciate everyone. Okay, I'm gonna head out, but before I do, let me do some little rabbit twerking to welcome you all to the Rabbit Fam. Ooh, you guys are going off in these comments. Did I give you a pretty good synopsis of it? I think I did. If you guys are like going in on these comments about Casey Anthony and George and this whole situation is just horrible. But let me do one more rabbit twerk for the super chats and super stickers. Thank you for your support. You always have a troll that comes in here trying to advertise for this crap. This is not the time, yo. Get these robots out of here. Goodbye. I think they're already blocked. Shout out to the mods. This is a good question, and it is definitely discussed on that documentary. So you would, she was a product of a rape. That's what they said. That was the father, not the guy that had said was the father. So just letting you know. They've always questioned paternity. She says she was raped during that docu-series of hers. I know some of these trolls are crazy. They start advertising for different things. All right, guys, I gotta head out. You guys have a great rest of your night because I am out. Thank you for joining me. Bye, guys.